Peace and love, fallen angels. So we told you that 2026 is going to be the year of revelation, but a lot of things are being revealed. Well, I've been constantly talking about the Irish, also known the Arians, ancient Aryans from Hibernia, with the territory we call the British Isles, and I've been letting you know that they actually were the original occupiers here in the so-called territory that you call America, but they were underneath a different name, which the name we'll call Aryans. But I want you to go ahead and pay attention to this next video that I'm going to be showing you because it seems that March 16th is now Irish Heritage Month, and United States and them have recognized it via this resolution. Pay attention. Greetings once again, brothers, sisters, and fallen angels. It's Revelations showing once again that those who have pretty much been written out of the script or have been shrouded in secrecy, they're now speaking more and more about them. And I'm not only talking about those from Great Britain, but about those who are the descendants of the Kingdom of Ireland, also known as Hibernia or Aaron or Ide. And this is coming from Roddy M. Moore, who's the congressman of West Virginia. So it says Congressman Roddy M. Moore celebrates Irish contributions to the American Revolution with new House resolution on St. Patrick's Day. And this is written March 17, 2026. All right. From Washington, D.C. today, Congressman Roddy M. Moore introduced a House resolution honoring the extraordinary contributions of Irish colonists to the American War for Independence, coinciding with the Irish efforts to push the British out of Boston on St. Patrick's Day. This resolution is especially important as Congress prepares to recognize America's great heritage during our nation's 250th anniversary on July 4th, 2026. The resolution recognizes that Irish immigrants and Americans of Irish descent played a significant role in securing America's freedom from 1775 to 1783. Historians estimate that up to 40% or more of the Continental Army consisted of Irish-born soldiers or those of Irish heritage, despite comprising only about 10% of the population at the time, providing vital manpower in key battles as foot soldiers, officers, and specialists. Prominent figures highlighted include Commodore John Barry, the Irish-born father of the American Navy, who captured the first British warship on the high seas, fought at Trenton and Princeton, and led in the war's final naval engagements. Aides to General George Washington, such as Dr. James McHenry, later the third U.S. Secretary of War, and Colonel John Fitzgerald, were Irish immigrants who served valiantly. At least 8 signers of the Declaration of Independence had Irish roots or were born in Ireland, most notably Charles Carroll of Carrollton, the only Catholic signer who helped draft Maryland's Constitution. Irish merchants and leaders, including Thomas Fitzsimons, one of the 2 Catholic signers of the U.S. Constitution, raised funds, supplied the army, and supported the cause politically. The shared pursuit of liberty from British rule linked American colonists and the Irish people, with the revolution inspiring future Irish independence movements. This resolution celebrates the courage, sacrifice, and indispensable role Irish Americans played in founding our nation. As we approach America's 250th birthday, it's important to recognize the profound contributions of Irish patriots to the Revolutionary War and to the continued flourishing of our republic. I'm proud to introduce this resolution on St. Patrick's Day to honor Irish Americans' contributions to the founding of our nation, recognizing the enduring bond between America and Ireland, and encourage all Americans to embrace this important heritage during the semi-quincentennial commemoration, stated Congressman Moore. From the first shocks at Lexington and Concord to Cornwallis' surrender at Yorktown, the Irish immigrants and Irish Americans stood shoulder to shoulder with fellow patriots to secure America's independence and make the promise of liberty real, said Congressman Maria Salazar. That same spirit of courage and sacrifice carried forward to help build communities across our country, including Miami, whose first mayor was of Irish descent. I am proud to support this resolution, which recognizes that from the very beginning, the Irish didn't just join America's story, they helped write it, defend it, and shape the nation we know today. On this St. Patrick's Day, we celebrate the contributions of Irish Americans to our nation's founding, said Congressman Ryan McKenzie. That's funny, that's my sister's last name. Irish Americans have fought in every war in United States history, serving with honor and distinction in the defense of liberty. We are grateful to our Irish forefathers for their patriotic service from the American Revolution to today, Congressman Ryan McKenzie said. Irish Americans have been part of the fabric of this country for centuries. These brave men and women played a critical role in the Revolutionary War and they deserve recognition, said Congressman David Joyce. As someone with proud Irish heritage, I am honored to co sponsor this resolution and celebrate Irish Americans who stood on the front lines of freedom. As the representative for Connecticut's 2nd District, the most Irish congressional district in one of the most Irish states in our country, I am pleased to co-sponsor this resolution honoring the outsized contributions of Irish Americans in the Revolutionary War and the founding of our nation 250 years ago. Irish Americans have made the United States the nation it is today, said Congressman Joe Courtney. I join my colleagues in recognizing the contributions Irish Americans made to our nation's founding ahead of America's 250th anniversary, said Congresswoman Nicole Malliotakis. As someone who represents a district with a vibrant Irish American population, I'm proud to honor their legacy this St. Patrick's Day. Like so many Americans, I'm proud to trace my heritage back to Ireland. From America's earliest days, Irish immigrants have made a historic and lasting impact. This resolution recognizes their important contributions during the American Revolution and in our nation's history, said Congressman Mike Kelly and co-heir of the Congressional Friends of Ireland caucus. And once again, brothers and sisters, this is how you are placed in alignment. When the ancestors want to make sure you do your mission, they're going to give you signs. And what are the odds that the very first proclamation to Irish Americans were actually done not only by George Bush, but it was actually done on my birthday, March 12th, 1991. So this once again is revelation. Revelation, it means revealing that I am called to do this great work to help reveal the truth in regard to the ancient Aryans or Idians, ancient Berbers, which we can call our kinfolk in the territory that we call Ireland, who actually made a very big impact on the whole world as we are now coming to see and to know. But let's go ahead and read what the proclamation said once again on my birthday, March 12th, the very first proclamation for the Irish. All right, and it says, by the President of the United States of America, a proclamation. Each ethnic group in America has made unique contributions to the ever unfolding story of the United States. This month, as we celebrate the life of St. Patrick, the beloved apostle of Ireland, we also celebrate the hardy character, rich cultural heritage, and the many valuable contributions of Irish Americans. By 1776, the year that opened the first chapter in the dramatic history of our republic, some 300,000 Irish citizens had immigrated to the United States. Many of these courageous individuals played crucial roles in America's war for independence. Indeed, 9 of the men who signed the Declaration of Independence were of Irish origin, as was Commodore John Barry, the first naval commander commissioned by the Continental Congress. Irish Americans serving in a division of George Washington's forces known as the Pennsylvania Line were so impressive they moved General Henry Lee to note that it might with more propriety have been called the Line of Ireland. Since Irish Americans not only helped to win America's independence, but also helped to fashion a system of government for our young nation, it seems fitting that an Irish-born architect, James Holborn, designed the White House and assisted in the building of the United States Capitol. These magnificent structures have symbolized freedom and democracy to generations of men and women around the world. Today, the distinct line of Ireland can still be traced throughout American culture. American literature, for example, has been greatly enriched by the contributions of gifted Irish American writers such as Eugene O'Neill and Edwin O'Connor. Throughout the arts and throughout education, government, business, science, and agriculture, talented men and women of Irish descent continue to merit the honor we give to them and to their ancestors. Indeed, in recent years, renewed immigration from Ireland and a revival of interest by all Americans in their roots have led to an increasingly vibrant Irish American culture. The dramatic expansion of university courses in Irish studies and the countless annual St. Patrick's Day parades held throughout the United States all attest to the continued vigor of the Irish American heritage. In tribute to all Irish Americans, the Congress, by Public Law 101-418, has designated March 1991 as Irish American Heritage Month and has authorized and requested the President to issue a proclamation in observance of this occasion. Now, therefore, I, George Bush, President of the United States of America, do hereby proclaim March 1991 as Irish American Heritage Month. I encourage all Americans to learn more about contributions Irish Americans have made to our country and to observe this day with appropriate ceremonies and activities. In witness whereof, I have hereunto set my hand this 12th day of March in the year of our Lord 1991 and of the independence of the United States of America, the 215th George Bush.